Karima Baloch, activist's family mourns a mountain of courage. Karima Baloch, a Pakistani human rights activist living in exile in Canada, was found dead on Sunday. Police say they have no reason to suspect foul play, but Karima's family and supporters say her death at least warrants closer inspection. After all, she is the second prominent Pakistani dissident to drown in exile this year. Her family about a woman they called a mountain of courage. In 2008, Karima Mehrab, known as Karima Baloch, was standing in front of a judge in a Pakistani court on charges connected to her activism. The judge told her he was minded to give her a more lenient sentence because she was a woman. Karima declined. She said, "If you are going to punish me, you should do that on the basis of equality, do not give me that concession because of my gender," her brother Samir recalled. It was just another example of an extraordinary woman's dedication to her beliefs, he said. Karima was used to clashing with the Pakistani authorities. She had been a thorn in their side ever since her early 20s, when she stood at the front of a rally for missing people in Balochistan clutching a picture of one of her missing relatives. Back then, the authorities didn't know her name. But in the following years she rose up the ranks of activists fighting for independence for Balochistan, a resource-rich but restive province in the southwest. In 2006, Karima joined the Central Committee of the Baloch Student Organization, BSO, a group she would go on to lead. Her family knew the dangers that came with such a role. When Karima was a child, her mother talked about the struggle, Samir said, and they had uncles on both sides who were involved in the movement. They also knew what could happen. Pakistan's armed forces have been accused of suppressing the struggle through force, disappearing activists, a charge they've denied multiple times. In the coming years, a number of Karima's relatives would go missing and turn up dead. "I was afraid something would happen to her," said Samir, who left Pakistan in 2006 and joined his sister in Canada in 2017. "I could not forgive myself if something had happened. But that grew into pride because I saw what she did." Karima continued to lead from the front, even after the BSO was banned in 2013, accused by the government of taking foreign funding to destabilize Pakistan. "I would go with her to all protests and demonstrations so as to be around in case of any trouble," her younger sister Mehrab Baloch said. "I would run around like mad, looking for her whenever there was a tear gas fire or a baton charge." In 2015, 2 years after the BSO was banned, Karima was chosen as its leader, the first woman in its 7 decades as an organization to hold the role. She turned the movement into something not only for Balochistan, but she wanted equality for the women, Samir said. "She knew we cannot change our society, that we could not achieve without first changing the patriarchy." But Karima had taken on a truly dangerous role. The previous chairman was abducted, she watched as a colleague went on hunger strike to demand his release. Months after she became chair of the BSO, terrorism charges were filed against her. It was decided she should leave. "I can't forget that one November evening in 2015, when I had just finished my evening prayers, she came, put her head in my lap, and said she was going to go far away," her mother Jamila Baloch recalled. "I said, why? You never liked to go abroad. Why are you doing it now?" She said it was a decision by her organization. Some years ago she had been issued a visa by a Western country but she had decided not to go. She said she couldn't imagine herself living away from Balochistan. But this time it took her just a few days to make preparations and leave. "At the airport, I told her to go finish her education and come back soon. I fought back my tears, lest she will change her plans. Now I wish I had cried.